here. I thought that there might be other souls, spirits down in here besides Fred. Ed thought Fred was down here. So during the taping, I asked if there's somebody else down in this basement. And right after that, I still have the tapes. It was announced on the tape that that's right, there's somebody else down there. So that right off there told me there was somebody else down there besides Fred. On the tape, I got that's right. Plus, at the very end of the tape, I got a dog barking on the tape. There was no dog on the premises. It took me a long amount of time to put it together afterwards. It was the same person. The person that was saying that's right, the entity, and the dog barking was the same person. It was demonic. My wife later on said, I wish we could see this person, this thing or whatever. I said, no, you don't want to see it for the simple fact it probably would have scared you to death. And guess who's standing right in front of you? The Harbinger or Souls, the Grim Reaper. No, you don't want that to happen. In this next life, you're going to have things like that you're going to have to avoid. Now, after I got the tape saying that's right and the dog barking, I knew that there was activity in the basement. So we would come down here every other Saturday and have EVP sessions down in here. Listen, I've recorded everything. And we had one special night that I was antagonizing the spirit, trying to get some type of action out of it. And I asked it on the tape to kick this coffee table right here. Now you can see this coffee table is probably 50 pounds of weight. It's heavy. It kicked it. I have it recorded on the tape recorder. It kicked it and moved it 6 inches. That's a lot of power to move that. That's a heavy coffee table. It moved it about 6 inches. On the tape, it sounds like an explosion, not a kick. Like an explosion on the tape. So I kept antagonizing it, wanting to see something, wanting it to prove itself, to show itself. And later on the same tape, there's a large bang on that same coffee table. Out of nowhere, a dime was slammed down on that table, that coffee table. Then, later on, I noticed my tape recorder wasn't working. So I went upstairs, and down here I could hear a commotion going on. I was upstairs putting new batteries in the tape recorder, putting a new tape in, and I could hear yelling down in the basement. Now, you were present at that time, weren't you, Ed?
Yes.
Okay, who else was in the basement here?
My wife Paula, my sister-in-law Jenny.
Okay, what did you guys witness?
Well, first of all, it was dark, and I heard a commotion over in this area here, and I had a flashlight, and I turned my flashlight on, and we saw something floating around in the air. At first, I thought it was just a great big gigantic bug, but I kept noticing it wouldn't go into the light. It would come over to the light, bounce off, and float over here, and then come back, and bounce off, come back. That's what I noticed.
What did you do?
I said, what?
Okay, what did you do after that?
It scared the daylights out of me. What is that? We all said that. We all commented on it.
What did you do?
I said, what is it?
What did you do after that?
You came down.
You yelled at
me. You come down.
Yeah, and I ran downstairs, and right next to the same coffee table, I noticed something floating at my feet. And you might have to draw in on this, Jenny. You want me to walk forward? Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, this is what I seen. It was a mist, a black mist, and towards the outside were tentacles, wisp of the mist, and it was so you could see right through here to the floor, and it was almost illuminated. It had a kind of a glow to it, And this item, I got the white paper behind it so you can see it, but it was clear. You could see the floor, concrete floor through here. It was hovering right next to my ankles, about this high. And it was, imagine a tuning fork. When you hit it, it vibrated. It was vibrating just like that. The little pieces of mist were vibrating. And it was so fast I could just barely see it. And it shot straight over and it hit Mr. Ford's flashlight, his beam of light. And it could not go through the light. It hit the light, bounced off of it, and I knew it had intelligence because it was making decisions. It shot over and it stayed here and vibrated, and then it shot over once again and hit his beam of light and could not go through the light. It would probably go through the walls. It could go through his leg. It could go through any of this chair or anything in this basement, but it could not go through the light. Now, on many near-death experiences, everybody talks about a light that they got into. This thing could not get into the light. It was a trapped spirit. A trapped spirit. And if this could not get into the light, then it was trapped in hell. Because we actually live in hell, but on another plane. Because it could not get into the light and go on. It's trapped here. And that's why we have, I think, so many paranormal things here, because there's spirits here. Why are they here? They could not get into the light. Well, I don't know what the reason is for him not, or this person or whatever, the soul could not get into the light. But we had a paranormal group come in, and afterwards, after we seen this thing, and they've got a lot of electrical EMF
readings.
Yeah, out of this, highly charged with electricity. There's no electricity in this picture, but for some reason, I think the soul is staying in this position. Now, we had a lot of evil activity, like you had light bulbs busted, you had that crystal light. That's all signs of evil. I thought that we could bring a paranormal group in, and which we did, and talk about what activities we got down there. Now, we got some pictures. Where are those pictures at?
You might want to mention the name of the group is called KC Spare out of Kansas City.
Right. Come on over here with me, Vinny. Now, another thing was this Christmas tree was knocked over several times. And I want to say that the Christmas tree is a sign of Jesus' birth. And this evil entity knocked this over 2 or 3 times this Christmas tree. It used to sit right over in that corner. Now, these pictures, as you can see, can you get a good look at them? These pictures, that's the first picture. There's nothing there. They took this picture prior. This is the paranormal group. Then you can see a little black shading there. Let's see here. Oh, here's it. There. That's the mist that's in this basement. It's a picture right up over here. So you could see the black mist. And this mist is the same, put on stop. Now this Bible, reason why I used it, I was somewhat sure that they were having demonic presence in this Bible. So I recommend that they bring down a Bible and lay it on the table, and we open up the Bible to the certain page that we wanted, and we marked down the page number to make sure any pages that would be turned while we was gone, we would know it. And it laid down on the coffee table. Can you tell me what happened from the start? You had a little trouble down in the basement, and then you come down to investigate. So start from there and tell me what happened with this Bible.
We laid the Bible on the coffee table there, and it was exactly halfway through the pages, and we had it open with a piece of ribbon down through it.
Right.
And Paul and I were down here smoking because it's the only place we smoked is here in the basement. And we heard a strange noise. We both got up, and something was thrown against that wall over there. Another piece
You were
of
in the
glass.
basement when
We were sitting on that first step there.
Yeah.
Just barely in the basement.
Yeah.
And Paul grabbed the broom and the dustpan.
What happened?
Some piece of glass was thrown against that wall over there.
Yeah.
So she grabbed the broom and the waistband to pick it up, and we both came downstairs to clean up because it was in just shards, little pieces all over the floor. And as we were walking up the steps, we saw the Bible close.
Both of you seen the Bible?
Both of us saw it close.
Which is a sign of evil, right?
Yeah.
Just like they knocked over the Christmas tree, tearing up everything in the basement. He had many things that happened in this basement in that year-long period of time. And some of the questions I want you to think about is, what happened to Fred? Did Fred ever make it into the light? He was the one that brought this demonic spirit over. They must be able to sense other souls, because you never had any type of paranormal activity until you bring this picture over with Fred in it.
Poster over, not an ounce of trouble.
With Fred in it. So once Fred was here, then all of a sudden an evil spirit comes up. Yeah, that's the soul catcher. These are things that are going to be in the next life. I personally think that the stronger, the more electricity you have, the more powerful